over 7 years, GT Academy has taken the best gamers from around the world and transformed them into professional racing drivers. Winners have gone from virtual to reality, competing around the globe, winning podiums and racing in the top class of the biggest races on the planet. The Racing Experiment has gone on to be the most innovative drive development program in the world and has embraced gamers from over 30 countries worldwide, producing more winners than ever. But there have been errors, crashes and failures. For every podium, there have been retirements. Not every winner at GT Academy has made the grade. This year, to make sure they succeed, we will follow the team as GT Academy goes back to basics. Romain Sarazan beat over 100,000 gamers to win a place in the GT Academy final at Dubai's Yas Marina circuit. After a week of fierce competition with 56 of the top gamers from around Europe, Romain faced the final challenge, a race around the iconic Formula One circuit against his sixth biggest rivals. Starting in second position, he soon took the lead, went on to take the checkered flag and won the opportunity to be trained as a racing driver. Now, after only 6 weeks of intensive training, he's one race away from gaining his international racing license, hoping that he can prove he has what it takes to race with the GT Academy team in 2016. As the final race of the season approaches, the team and drivers prepare for the winter off-season.
The off-season work certainly doesn't stop, that's for sure. Every car gets basically stripped down to a bare chassis. The cars get a rebuild, everything gets scrutinised there, and we make sure everything's working top form, because there's no point in rebuilding a car up with issues.
From when we finished the last race of the season, everything's checked from every nut, bolt, washer through to fitting the windscreen again. Everything's checked.
The off-season's all about rebuilding the car better, stronger, faster. You want to address all the issues that you had in 2015, so 2016 is going to be a vintage year.
The cars are taken right back to a bare shell. The entire rebuild can last the whole winter.
If a car needed to be rebuilt in 3 weeks, it would be rebuilt in 3 weeks. But we like to take our time over this and take to the winter. Usually sort of 2-3 months, the car will be slowly taken apart, everything assessed, and then put back together again.
Normally it's probably around 2 months of solid inspecting, checking, cleaning. Here we have one of our GTR GT3s. Currently it's had all new heat matting in the bulkhead here. Every winter rebuild we change this because the damage from the heat in the car here, obviously it looks a bit empty at the minute. All the wiring loom across the dash bar, everything's back in. Steering column's had a full rebuild, so that's ready. Fuel tank, full overhaul, new main pump, new lift pump. All the internals are fresh, ready for next year.
While the mechanics are in the workshop, the off-season for drivers can also be a busy time.
For us drivers, there really isn't an off-season, but straight after November, after the season is finished, you're straight into winter testing. You're testing cars which you could potentially be racing next year. And because the season is over, there's a lot more opportunity to do PR activities as well. So usually, winter has been the busiest time of the year.
Invitations to events in the driver's spare time has led them to visit places and take part in activities that they would otherwise never have dreamed of.
GT Academy has given me loads of experiences outside of racing. I've flown an aerobatic plane, done experiences in countries I've never thought I'd ever get to go to. In New Zealand, I did rock climbing, did the New York Marathon. It breaks up the training routine because you're at home, you're working hard, you know, the season's almost there, it's a bit too far away. To have that experience is good.
Jan's at a car launch in Innsbruck in Austria to add another experience to his ever-growing list.
The steering wheel. It's just bits of string. That's mad. I'm going to go down in the world's first 7-seater bobsled. I've been told they go up to 60 miles an hour, so to do 60 miles an hour on ice, having no real brakes, is going to be interesting. It's kind of training. We're going to experience more G-force here than in the real-life race car. These do like 5G. I mean, you can use this as neck training for all the G-forces. I love doing stuff like this. It's fantastic. Should be able to fit in it. I can fit in a racing car, I should be able to fit in a bobsled. I want to drive. Rio, let's go. mega. So much speed. It's brutal. You can't see where you're going. Quite a big adrenaline rush, that. G-force was a bit more than a racing car because it's sustained, but the G-force lasts for longer because the corners are longer. Whereas in the single-seater, it's quick, short duration of G-force, just on your head mainly. But this is all on your whole body because you're not strapped into anything. You're free throw. You're moving around a little bit, so you're sort of having to hold yourself up. It's fantastic.
While Jan's enjoying the experiences that GT Academy has given him, Romain still needs to finish his final race of the season to complete his driver development
Today we are
program.
in the Anglesey circuit, where I have my last race of my DDP. Aim is to get my last signature to have my international license.
The most important thing about today really is that Romain just finishes the race. He needs one more signature to upgrade to his international licence, which then gives him free rein to race wherever and really go onwards. So it's massively important.
So I really have to finish the race and get the last signature and finish my DDP.
Romain has the added pressure being the last race meeting of the season.
I have no other race if I fail here.
He's got to finish the race. He's just got to try and keep out of trouble, particularly other people's battles. Anything else on top of that's a bonus. He'll need to utilise everything that he's learned so far. It's a really, really damp, cold surface, so it's going to be very, very treacherous out there. So he will have to really think about this one.
Romain heads out for qualifying in the slippery conditions and is careful not to take any risks. After familiarising himself with the circuit, he qualifies down in 12th.
I will start in the back of the grid, so it will be tricky, but I can try to overtake a little and have the best position I can.
Romain starts his all-important final race and makes it through the first corner safely. But just 2 laps into the race, he has to take avoiding action as another car runs off the track. A great manoeuvre sees Romain overtake 2 cars at once, but then he almost loses control on a slippery section of the circuit. After regaining his composure, Romain moves up through the pack.
Yeah, he's doing really well at the moment. He's come through the field. Currently up to 5th place with a lap to go.
Romain finishes his final lap to take the checkered flag and complete his driver development
It was
program.
tricky, but I have my last signature. Now that the job is done, I feel really, really happy.
All went to plan. We're quite happy. No incidents whatsoever, so he's got the all-important signature that we travelled here to get. Effectively, that brings a conclusion to the driver development programme for Romain. He's now completed the 12 signatures and effectively he's ready to fly back and hopefully next season start his full year as a racing driver.
My last signature, that means I can get my international license and focus on the next season. It's the end of my DDP. I'm a little sad because it was really a great time. I had a great race and I learned a lot of things, so it was really good. Now I have to go back in France and prepare the next season.
After his intensive driver development program, the team can reflect on how Romain's progressed in his time since winning GT Academy.
Romain's DDP's had its ups and downs. There's been a few incidents along the way, but on the positive side, he's made great progress in every area of his driving.
We saw a lovely progression, which is what we like to see, from the level that he enters at, i.e. having done nothing, to the end of his driver development program where he gets his international license, and we saw a terrific improvement and some pace and determination. So yeah, we like the look of Romain Sarazan.
The big hope for Romain that he'll race in the Blancpain Championship, that's not been confirmed yet. He's certainly proven to me that he's got the speed to do a good job in that championship.
I'd like to think that Romain has a very bright future. He's very young, he's fit, and he seems very enthusiastic, determined. He's got all the ingredients to make a very good racing driver. I sincerely hope he will get a chance to race with us in 16. He deserves it, but it's all yet to be decided still.
Romain has returned to France to continue training while he waits to hear if he's been rewarded with a racing seat next season.
DDP was an amazing experience. It was really intense. I'm really happy with what I did. My improvement was really fast, and now it's up to Nissan to decide where I will race the next year. I will keep working on my physique, on my psychology, and my driving abilities, and my aim is to always progress.
The GT Academy has trained Romain in all the basics of racing, from marshalling and mastering low-powered cars all the way through to driving 550 horsepower GT3 and prototype-style races. He's been training both physically and mentally to cope with the pressures, demands and potential dangers of motorsport. Now he's looking to prove once again that drivers who've excelled in the virtual world can transfer their skills onto a real racetrack and take on the best drivers in the world.
Life-changing. GT Academy winners now have raced pretty much all over the world. America, Asia, Australia, Europe, out in Dubai for a 24-hour race. They've been given an opportunity that they would never have had if it hadn't have been for GT Academy. Do they appreciate it? Yes, of course they do. For the guys that go on, it could potentially mould the rest of their lives. They really could carve a long, long, long career.
The online gaming community genuinely see GT Academy and Gran Turismo as an opportunity, a tiny little glimpse into, could I make the jump? Could I look to maybe one day race a Formula One car? Could I be the next Jan Mardenborough?